one is format painter. What basically the format painter is, so let's say there is a cell. Okay, there is a cell here. Anywhere I have written a name. Okay, I have written something like I have written my name. I have changes made the changes in the format. Like I have made it red, I have made it bold, I have changed the format of this. Like I have changed the font of this. I have changed the background. Okay, so I have changed the background of this particular cell. I have provided all the borders, this kind of thing. So I have made this format. Now what happens, like I want to implement this format on all of these particular data. So I don't exactly remember that how many changes I have done. So what I'll do, I'll just copy it. Then when I'll come to this particular place, now what I'll do, I'll just be doing what? Alt Control V. That is the option. That is the paste special option. Here I can select the format. Okay. So once I'll select the format, I'll press OK. Then all of them will be converted into the same format, whatever I have provided it. Clear? Always what we can do, we can just select this. Here is the tool of format painter. Select this and then you'll get a brush. Okay, so when you'll get a brush, whatever the data you will select now, that only will get the same format. Okay, that will be getting the same format. After that, that brush will get vanished, and then again if you need to copy that format, so what you can do, you can just go there, just copy this particular format and then this paint it. Okay, so this is what you do. This is what format painter is. Coming to the freeze pane. Now freeze pane helps us in getting what? Let's say this one. This has been like this table. Let's say this table is there. Okay. Now let's say this is such a big data that you can't see this data at once, the complete one, right? So what you need to do, let's assume that what you are going to do, you are just going to drag down to this any of the details. Okay, let's say these are some different headers. So assume that these are the different headers. You need to go to the headers, but this is the main part. This is, let's say this is the student code. This is the student code and these are the marks of the different subjects. So whenever you are going to after this level, look there, the first column is not available, right? But in any case, in any analysis, you need that first column to be available so that you can match it. So for that purpose, you need to freeze that first column. Coming to the review tab, you have an option, view tab, you have an option of freeze pane. Now freeze pane, you have three options. First one is freeze panes. Second one is freeze top row. And the third one is freeze first column. So after applying this freeze first column, now you can see that wherever you'll go, you can see that the first column is fixed so that you can get the reference of it. Okay. Yes. The first column is fixed so that any part of the like sheet you'll be moving, you'll be getting the first column. Now coming downward, you see that, okay, I'm not getting the headers. What if you want this header? So if you want this header also, so we have another option, that is first row. Now the top row will only freeze this row number 1. Okay. So let's say apply this as well. So I have freeze top row. Now when I freeze top row, so the top row will be available, but whenever you'll be moving right, so that particular first column is always like is automatically unfreezed. Now what I need is this, I want to this product to be available whenever I'll be moving rightward. Along with that, I want this header, this row number 2 to be available whenever I'll be moving downward. Whatever data, whatever part I'll be moving, I want these two, like first column and first row or 2 rows need to be available. For that purpose, what you'll do, from wherever you need to freeze that pane, you will go to that particular cell. select a cell, and then what will happen, like from that cell, when you will be using this freeze panes now, okay, these freeze panes, then what will happen, basically the whatever the row upward this particular cell will get freezed, and whatever the row in the left side of this particular cell will get freezed. Understood my point? That let's say if I have selected here, or I have selected here, so all these 5 rows and all these 2 columns will get fixed. So that is the work of your freeze pane. Now whenever you'll be going downward, like wherever you'll go, these 4 rows will be available, and it doesn't matter that where you go, and when you will going rightward side, so these 2 columns will be available, doesn't matter wherever you go in the right side. Okay, so this is the use of the freeze pane. Understood the importance and use of the freeze pane? Huh. So basically freeze pane is used to freeze some area. Normally we use to freeze the header and the first column so that we can go through the reference. For example, here there are the student codes are provided, right? So whenever you are going right side now, you need to know that which student code you are which student details you are seeing right now, because
Yes.
after a period of time, this particular, if you won't freeze it, so this will get vanished, so you won't be able to figure out by whose marks I am seeing here.
Uh-huh.
Let's say it is maths and the maths marks, so I won't be able to see that whose marks is it. So for that reference I need this name to be here, right? Now coming downward, like when you will come to downward now, so what will happen, this particular row will get vanished, so you won't be able to see that, okay, what is this, this is the data, but what is the header, I don't know it, either it is net sales or the number of customers or the product name, right? I don't know it. So for knowing that, I need this reference. So that is why we use freeze pane. So in freezing pane, there are three options basically. First one is first row. You need to freeze first row. You have to freeze first column. These are the 2 options, and the other one is freeze pane. So freeze pane is basically used that wherever you will be putting that particular cell. Okay, first I'll unfreeze it, then again when I need to freeze it, so wherever I'll be putting that particular cell, all the rows above that particular cell and all the columns in the left side of that particular cell, selected cell, will get freeze. Like here, when my selection is there, correct, in the
Yes.
G10,
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
So when I'll be freezing this freeze pane now, the column number F, like from A to F, will get fixed, and from row number 1 to row number 9 will get fixed. You can see a little bit, like you can see this line, right? You can see this dividing line clearly, so that whenever you'll be moving it, so the top 9 rows are fixed. Okay, and whenever you'll be moving rightward side, so the column number F, like till the column number F would be fixed. Understood? Okay, so this was the use of freeze pane. Okay, basically it is used when you have a very big data to work on and you need the references, like you need the headings, you need the details. Okay, now the next one. The next one is removing duplicates. It is very easy. Removing duplicates. Basically, you select the data. Let's say select this table, and then you came to this data tab. Here is an option of removing duplicates. So once you select remove duplicates, then you have an option of getting it, like on what basis you want to remove the duplicates. Okay, so you can unselect, you can just type my table has header, so it means it will put up the headers here. Select all, or you can unselect all, or you can select one header on the basis of what, let's say your registration number. Okay, so registration number is a kind of thing which will be always unique. You would be having a unique registration number, so we can create on that. So once I'll press OK, what will happen? All the 75 duplicate values will get erased. Only 3 unique values are there, and that will remain same. Got it? Basically, you need to select on what basis you need to remove the duplicates. Okay. Now coming to the next one, that is transposition of data. Transposition of data is nothing but when the VLOOKUP, we have already understood that select this data, Control C, come to some place, and now here Alt Control V is the shortcut key for paste special. Here you have an option of transpose. Okay, now transpose does what? Nothing but just changes the column data to a row data. Like I pressed it. Okay, so now the product was divided into column, right? Now it is in the first row. Similarly, these were the headers which were divided into the column and the data was divided into columns, but now it has been changed into row. Similarly, again, you will be selecting this and like copying this and you'll be pasting this and transposing it. So again, from the row, it becomes come back to column. Basically, the main work of transposing the data is moving it from rows to columns, columns to rows. If it is already in the row, so it will convert the row data into the column data. And if it is in the column, so it will convert the column data into the raw data. Now coming to the page special. Okay, so page special is basically a tool that has a many usage. Okay, so let's come to this one. First, the shortcut key of the page special is Alt Control V. You need to memorize it, like Alt Control V is the shortcut key for this. Now what you need to do, okay, so you need to set that what you need to paste. Okay, normally when you just apply Control C and Control V, to it paste all the data along with the formats, along with the formula, everything. But now you have an option. Either you want to paste all the data or you want to only paste formulas. So you'll select formulas, only value that you have nothing to do with the formulas, whatever has been written, whatever you can see. You don't go to the background of the formula because it has cell references. You don't know what type of cell reference has been used. So what you do, you just paste values. So let's say whenever you paste values, so it will only place what it will only place the plain text. Okay, without any formatting, without anything, it will just paste the plain text, whatever the value is written. Like product is written, so it has nothing to do that in which font it is, which color, which background, everything. It has nothing to do with that. It will just paste the plain data. Now again, you are coming format, so it will be just pasting the format, not the data. Okay, it has just pasted the format. Okay, now coming to this, like comments and notes. So if you have inserted any comments, that comments and notes will be pasted. Okay, coming to the validation. So if you have implemented any data validation, then that validation will be posted, not the data. Okay, only the validation will be posted. Now coming to all using source theme. So everything will get posted, all except borders. So everything will be pasted, but this border won't be pasted. Okay, column width. So if you will be pasting column width, so only the column will be like divided into those widths. Let's say I have first column, I have this much of width, but the second column I have this much of it. So what I'll do, I'll just copy it and then coming to this one, Control V and then column width. Okay, so when you press column width, so only the column width, you can see that this column width have been changed as it was available there, nothing else have been pasted. Similarly, there are other options as well, like whenever you'll be pressing, so formats, formulas and number formats will be pasted, values and number formats will be pasted. Like the format will be same, the values would be same, or it will only paste the formulas and number format. Now the most important part is this one, operations. Okay, in operations, what we do, let's say here is the data. Okay, so I have selected this, I have copied it here. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to use, let's say it is of Jan and it is of Feb. Okay, so in Feb, what I did, I pasted values. Okay, so now earlier you can see now that you have a cell reference into 0.8, correct? But when I'll paste values, so it will just, the formula will get vanished and you will get only the results. Okay, now what I need to do, here I have the net sales of Jan and, so what I'll do, I'll first copy this, I'll be pasting this here as values. Okay, now I need to add this as well, correct? So rather than providing a cell reference, what you'll do, you will just copy. Here you will come Alt Control V and you will press what? Add. Okay. Once you press add and press OK, so it will add it. So you can see that this plus this is the same result, correct? Yes. Similarly, you can implement subtract, multiply, or divide, whatever it is. Okay, this one, let's say now, let's say I need to paste this data, okay, here. So what will happen if I'll just normally come copy it and we'll be pasting it here. We'll be pasting it here. So this will be the paste, right? But what I want only those data to be pasted who have blanks. Like I want this 3850 to be pasted. And if this is blank, then I want to keep this value only. So then in that case, what will happen? I'll just press it copy. And then here I'll be pressing it paste special and I'll select skip blanks. Okay. So now you can see the hell has happened. Okay, this has the space bar key. Nah? So this needs to be clean. Okay, this needs to be blank. Let's say I've selected this, copy. I came up here, I'm pasting it, values, and escape blank. Okay, so once you'll escape blank, so what will happen? Basically, it is just pasting whatever the data it is, and it is not pasting the blanks here. Normally it pastes the complete area, right? But when you skip blank, so it only pastes those cells who have values. It skip the blank cells. Understood? This was the paste special. Now again there are something like a paste link. So basically paste link helps you what? Like it will just provide you the cell reference. Okay, it will just provide you the cell reference, and whenever this original data will change, if you can see, original data will change, all the data that have been pasted would get changed automatically. Understood? Like when the original data will change, then your pasted data will get changed accordingly. So this is what paste link works like. Okay, this was all about paste special. Now coming to this setting in print. Setting in print means whenever you are going to print something. For that purpose, in the page layout, you have an option. Like let's say whenever you press Control P shortcut key, this is the print setting. First, you need to select the printer, like which printer you need to select. The second thing is print active sheet, means on which sheet you are working only. That is print entire workbook. Print entire workbook means it will include all the sheets in that workbook. Because if you can see, now there are 117 pages because we have worked on that much that. So because the total workbook is having a number of sheets. Okay, number of data, even though it is blank, that doesn't matter, but you are having all these data. So this is what it is. So it will be like there are 170 pages to be printed. Now print selection. Print selection means whatever the cells you have selected, that would be printed only. For example, let's say if I have selected this much cell and I'll press Control P, so only after selecting the print selection, only this much data will get printed. Okay, or else if you want to provide a range, so you can provide a range that from 1 page to 10 page only it will be printed or what. Now coming to this collated and uncollated. Let's say you have a document of 5 pages, okay, and you need to print 10 copies of it. If you press collated, so what it will do, it will first print 1 to 10, then again we'll be printing 1 to 10, again we'll be printing 1 to 10 pages, 10 times. But when you set uncollated means, let's say if you need 10 copies, so first it will print 10 copies of page number 1, then 10 copies of page number 2, then 10 copies of page number 3. Okay, so this is the difference between collated and uncollated. Now coming to this orientation, so there are 2 orientations available, portrait and landscape. Now coming to this type. So basically this is the size of the page. What size of the page you need to print the data. You will select this. Coming to the margins. Margins are basically the spaces you need to margins are the places you need to maintain while printing. Like here also you can see now that this is the space after which this particular data is getting printed upward. There is a space. So similarly, you need to provide the spaces from all the corners, that how much space you want while printing. Okay, here is the custom margin. In the custom margin, you can select the data as per your convenience. Okay, coming to the scaling. First one is no scaling, means the original data, whatever the sizes, will get printed. Second one is fit sheet in one page. So if we'll select fit sheet in one page, so the complete data, let's say, so the complete data of the page will came into one sheet. Now coming to this fit all columns in one page. So if we'll select fit all columns, so all data will come into this sheet. Fit all rows in one column, so all rows will come into one sheet. So, and if we'll set fit or one sheet, so obviously the complete page will get fitted in one sheet. Okay, so this is the print setting. Okay, now as we were doing the same thing here, okay, I need this to be printed, this header to be printed in every page, right? Let's say there is a very big data, this data is there, but the header is not there, correct? So I need the header in all the pages. Now if I press Control P, so now let's say if I'll be pressing Control P here, so you know now that you can see that the product, city, number of customers, and it says header is there, but it won't be there in the next sheets. Like here, if you'll see in the second sheet and in the third sheet, it is not there, correct? But I need that header in the second and third sheet as well. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the print titles. I will select that particular top row. So I've selected this row, that this particular row should be repeated in every print. Now when I'll give the print command, so now here also the product and city is there. In the next sheet also the product and city is, header is there, correct? Similarly, when you need to repeat one column in while printing, so what you can do, you can just go to the print titles, you can select the column to be repeat, and you can select the first column. Okay, so you can select the first column so that it will be get printed in every single page. This was your print setting. Okay, the custom formatting. Custom formatting is basically nothing but just a formatting, like you do the cell formatting and all depending upon your choice, like changing colors and everything as per your review. Okay.